Rolling Loud, New York happened this past weekend. I mean, I don't really care about Rolling Loud anymore, bro. I'm being perfectly honest with you. That's why, like, when we were talking about, like, they apparently all the New York drill rappers were banned. Were all of them, or just like the majority of them?
I think the majority. I mean, it was definitely, like, from what I understand, like 3 to 5 people, which I can't imagine there'd be more than that on the roster. I mean, I could be wrong, but definitely several.
Is Lil TJ considered drill music or no?
I would say no.
Okay.
I think he's more like a melodic, like crooner type, like
Boogie. Okay, just like always around those guys. Yeah, but I guess so. Like the big deal controversy was, no drill rappers allowed. ASAP Rocky's set being turned off, and then pictures of him going viral in the mosh pit. He claimed that some woman was just like squeezing his nuts, and he was like in. That's what he said, dude. Yeah, he was in just so much pain. But dude, I sent you that picture immediately because I'm like, bro, that's karma, bro. Like, yeah, because dude, I vividly remember you and I like 10 feet away from the mosh pit in Rolling Loud, Miami, when he said, "I'm not playing until you open up this fucking pit and lose your minds." And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, who are like, yo, fuck you, first of all. Like, like, it's not safe. So that was funny. But bro, like, yeah, like, I don't know, these shows are getting like, I'm not saying lame, or maybe we're just getting older and we're just like not intrigued anymore. But bro, like, yeah, I keep getting the emails about Rolling Loud here, Rolling Loud there, get your tickets early. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just the idea of it just doesn't appeal to me. And again, I know they had some cool names at Rolling Loud New York, but bro, I saw some influencers and people who I know who were at the shows. Bro, that shit did not look busy. Like, as far as capacity wise, like comparing that to previous years, I think the overall genre is just like, bro, this is just too much. We don't feel safe. Like, we're good.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think for me, I mean, the hype of the event has definitely died down for me. I've gone like 5 times at this point. It's not cheap, and the crowd is incredibly young and just too rowdy for my taste. And then from what I've seen fairly recently, like the performances were nothing to run home and gloat about. So unless it's like super cheap and down the street, I'm probably not going to ever go again. And on top of that, I feel like none of the artists out musically have really inspired me to want to go out and see, you know, a couple songs here and there from like a ton of different artists. Like, I'm much more in a mindset of seeing one artist perform, you know, 9-10 songs, an artist that I actually care about strongly,
right.
rather than these little bite-sized snippets from like people who just so happen to be popular these past few years or whatever.
That's a great point, dude. Yeah, because I feel like again, those guys who run that thing, Tariq is the main guy. Yeah, and somebody else, like those guys who run that are smart, bro, because it's like 3 or 4 people you actually want to see, and then like 29 people who may have one viral moment that like just take it. I'm just like, bro, like I don't even know who you, like what's happening, right? So
yeah,
that's why like I'm never even intrigued to like stream this shit at home. I'm like, bro, I give 2 fucks, bro. Like it's 7 hours of nobodies, and then the end each day has a fire closer. But it's like, bro, like that's why I think we enjoyed Coachella, because like, bro, like I can see a fire set throughout the entire day. Like it's not just at 9:30 at night.
Right, exactly. And I don't, yeah, just the aura is not really my scene anymore. After Coachella and like a couple other festivals like that, I just kind of felt more at peace and it felt more like I belonged in a way. But now it just seems like almost like a commercialized clout chaser festival or some shit. Like I can't describe it exactly, but
yeah,
it just doesn't appeal to me quite as much.
Yeah,
as
I mean, for me, it sounds like work. Like, yo, yeah. It feels like, bro, this is going to take too much energy out of my life to even remotely enjoy this. So
right.
I'm good. Yeah. Because like, I'm telling you, there was plenty of times in the last 3 years I could go to the one in Miami and I'm just like, nah, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. Right. But you do have something that is more your speed coming up Friday. So let the people know what we got going on.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see Lupe Fiasco live for the Cool tour. So he's performing his album The Cool, which just so happens to be my favorite album of his, and also the album that it didn't inspire me to start rapping necessarily, but I did like write. It was more so a poem at the time to one of his songs from that album, or to one of the instrumentals, and yeah, it just made me realize how dope of a lyricist he was, and I was like, I want to be like that. And oddly enough, like San Francisco is one of like 4 cities he's performing in since September through I think the end of the month, which is kind of odd to me because I didn't think San Francisco was necessarily like that big of a stop.
But is he doing like in a classic like theater setup? Like where's the venue going to be look like?
Yeah, it's like a classic theater setup. So we have like the front row seat of like a lower balcony, and then below us is the general admission.
Oh, that's sick though, dude. If you have like the first couple rows, like that's because you can sit like, dude, GA is dope, but like you also want to sit down, not have people like just on top of you, you know.
And also, I wasn't trying to. I mean, if I was gonna do GA, I was like, we need to be up front, and I'm not trying to show up like 5 hours in advance and shit. So we'll be close enough. That way we don't have to worry about rushing there or anything. He's doing the album from start to finish, which is dope. So I don't have to worry if he's going to do XYZ song. Yeah, super excited. I've seen him perform a few times in the past, but not to this extent. And the venue's like a 3-minute walk from our apartment, which is even doper. So yeah, super excited. He's one of those artists that I think has aged really well. Probably too complex for some people to casually listen to, but he's got hits. And I'm sure he's definitely not one of the dusty people.
No. I think he's dusty by choice, to be perfectly honest. Is anyone opening up for him since it's just like a specific album he's doing, or is it just like meant to be him?
Yeah, one dude's performing. I forget his name, but I haven't even heard of him. But apparently he's performing, and I think his nephew apparently raps as well, and he's also opening and on tour with him. So I don't know like what time I'm necessarily going to show up. I'm not too keen on seeing them and sitting through a whole fucking album, but hopefully they're dope.
Obviously, don't give away the price point exactly, but was this ticket price like in range for like when you went to see like Don Toliver and stuff, like in that price range, or is this like relatively cheaper?
For my seat, it was in that range.
Okay. Which is like expensive or like decent?
I can give you the price point. I think it was, I want to say it was like $120 or something.
All right. That seems a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
GA's like 35.
Okay. Because you specifically wanted a setup that was very comfortable.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So okay. Yeah. 35 for GA seems like very affordable. Like very, very affordable.
Yeah.
And the majority of the venue is GA, right?
Yeah. So they have a lower balcony, upper balcony. I think they have like a nosebleed one behind that. So I'm as close as you can be if you want a seat. Okay.
Because I had a similar setup when I went to see Cudi a few years ago, and that kind of seat cost, I mean, it's still like 4 years ago, but that seat cost like $80. So again, inflation, I get it. And obviously San Francisco is probably more expensive just in general. So they
yeah.